from the lockdown San Francisco Bay Area. Live every Tuesday night, it's ESG Live with Chuck and Raymir. Tonight, the best scooter apps. Special guest Meghan of ScootRoute, community content, scooter world news, and more. And now, your host, Chuck Temple.
All right, we're live. So this is awesome. Let's talk about how is everybody doing tonight. Sorry, I got some crazy audio going into my ears right now. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. This is always a pleasure to be here. It's always a pleasure to just see everybody up in those comments. Yaniv was here. A bunch of people were here early actually today. I don't know if the scooter apps are so interesting to everybody or you just want to hang out with us, but we got Raymir in the house tonight and Richie, and Meghan is coming on from ScootRoute. We're going to have her as a guest coming up in probably 10 or 15, maybe 10 minutes, depending on how much talking I do right now. Anyway, so if you're watching this, smash that thumbs up button. I think you guys already all did that. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified when we do have a new video out. All right, so tonight, of course, is all about the best apps for electric scooters. If you have an app that you think is the best for scooters, make sure to write it in those comments, either into the video comment itself or into the live chat comment, and we can, just maybe I can get it, and then we can make a list and we can talk about it at the end, something like that. Also tonight we have Photo Friday, community content, a nice $200 off deal of the week for you. We're going to do the deep dive into the best navigation apps and kind of, I don't know what you call Relive, but Relive is the other app we're going to go over. We'll have Meghan on from ScootRoute. We got your Micromobility news. We got Q&A and a Facebook giveaway at the end. Facebook giveaway this week is brought to you by Voro Motors. We really appreciate them doing a big giveaway this week. It's a really nice one. Handlebar extenders and all kinds of good stuff. If you have Q&A, if you have questions that you want Meghan to answer when we interview her, make sure to hit @Electric Scooter Guide. If you have questions for myself or Raymir, then just also do @Electric Scooter Guide, and we'll try to get to those questions. This is episode 53 of Electric Scooter Guide, or ESG Live, whatever the name is. The mission of Electric Scooter Guide is to help you find the perfect scooter. And we do the show every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time. Please join our community. So again, you're already on YouTube, so I'm glad you're subscribing and checking us out. If you're on Instagram, make sure to find us over there and follow us on Instagram. And then also the Facebook is really the place to be during the week. Every day of the week, there's something. Monday is New Member Monday, plus we have a giveaway that goes on, that starts on Monday. That's the way that you get to be into that giveaway that we do every single week. You just have to, I think, comment or like a post, and that's it. And so that comes out on Monday. Tuesday is this show. Wednesday on Facebook, we have a guest, or we do a live 30-minute chat. Tomorrow is actually going to be Raymir and David Vosk on together because I am going on vacation starting tomorrow evening. So we won't have a show next Tuesday. It'll be a week off and we'll be back. But tomorrow, definitely hop on Facebook. Photo Friday, of course, is on Facebook. Scooter Mod Saturday and Group Ride Sunday. It's a great Facebook group if you're on Facebook. All right, let's kick off the show with Photo Friday. Starting tomorrow evening. So we won't have a show next Tuesday. It'll be a week off and we'll be back. But tomorrow, definitely hop on Facebook. All right, so Photo Friday. So honorable mention, we have a three-way split. It's kind of crazy. First up is Noel, who's with his Skywalker 10S in New York City Central Park, which is pretty awesome. So beautiful, beautiful photo there. I love it. And we also have a nice review of that 10S. If you check out our YouTube channel, it's pretty good. Okay, next up, we have Andrew Ibarra with the Evolve Pro and now I'm going to butcher this one, but it's Occoquan, Virginia. It's spelled Occoquan. They have the most interesting names over there. So anyway, Andrew Ibarra over there is that's a really nice photo. And then finally, Franco Mohe, who you've probably seen a lot of in the last couple of weeks because he's been winning all kinds of stuff in the Manila, Philippines with Wolfie and Bumblebee. So cool. I mean, Transformers, like one of the best cartoons and one of the best, like the original at least was one of the best movies, I think. All right, runner-up, another tie. We had another tie for runner-up. First runner-up tie person is, well, Brian Adams is at the Brooklyn Bridge with his Curus Panther. Very nice. We actually have the Curus Panther sitting outside. We did a little work on it. You might get a first look video coming up pretty soon on that. Pretty interesting scooter. The other runner-up is Will Rod, and Will Rod is in Scarsdale, New York with the eMove Cruiser. I love this photo. I love how the colors pop on that thing. Congratulations, Will. Really nice. And the winner this week is none other than Don Greco. So Don Greco, he is in Sudbury, Ontario, Canada with the Inokim Ox. This is a pretty cool picture. It's pretty artistic and stylized there. And he would like to say, quote, "I'd like to thank everyone for voting. So many great photos. It is truly an honor to receive this prestigious award. It was a close one this week for sure. Brian Adams, man, cuts like a knife. Will Rod, loving the orange. Great picks, everyone." All right. Thank you, Don Greco. It's awesome. It's really nice to see your, everybody participate. I mean, we get sometimes over 100 submissions for Photo Friday, and I'm actually thinking maybe we should do like a best of, like get all the winners together and we do like some kind of competition. I think that would be kind of fun. All right, this week the ESG Live is brought to you by Voro Motors.
All right, people, I'm gonna give it to you straight. Single is better. Going single helps keep costs down, and you can spend that money on something else, like pizza. Sometimes pairs can get overwhelming. There's just too much drama and you might run into power issues. And what if it just goes too fast and you're not ready for it? Well, when you go single, you don't have to worry about any of that. What? You thought I was talking about dating? Nah. Voro Motors. Single motor scooters without the drama.
How you like that? How's that? Hey, Ramir.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
I'm here. Hey, everyone. Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice. What do you think about that commercial?
I thought it was funny. Single motor.
Yeah.
I like the touring, but
yeah,
it's pretty funny.
It's kind of almost like a play. Well, actually, I think they're on the cruiser there, aren't they?
Yeah, they're on the cruiser.
I look like it's a little tiny window, but I looked at it, make sure there's no bad words in there before we put it on, But Voro Motors would not do that. Anyway, It's pretty nice. How you doing? How was your weekend?
It was pretty eventful. It was my mother's birthday, so we celebrated. Everybody couldn't be there, but she was there, so that was nice. What about you?
Man, so of course I play a little pickleball. Pop. Also did 4 test rides from my house to Bushrod Park for getting ready for the app deep dive that's coming up later.
So Chuck did some filming and some research
this weekend. I did Scooter Ride Sunday, but maybe we'll put a little bit on there. But basically, I was just testing the apps to see how the routing went and how long it took and which routing was better and just so we could get a whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah, and of course I'm binging Designated Survivor right now on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't
seen that one?
Nope, never.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a guy, I guess, back. So the Designated Survivor is somebody that is like when they have like the big, political meeting, like the the house meeting or whatever, whatever it is. And then if there's a bomb or something, right? Then somebody needs to be left to like run the country in case like everybody dies. Okay. Well, that's the pilot. So I'll ruin just the pilot, but it's actually good, pretty good show. I think the first season was pretty good.
I'll check it out.
You should check it out.
Yeah, I'm watching Amazon put out The Boys.
Oh, I don't know this.
Yeah, it's like a rated R superhero show, like extreme.
Oh, I think I've been getting commercials for that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is it good?
Yeah, I think so. I think one thing they did with this season that I don't know why they did it. They released 3 episodes, and they're gonna do an episode every week where they normally just give you everything. But
nice.
They're trying to be like Disney Plus, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, community.
All right, cool.
Intro that.
All right, well, check this out. This is your community content roundup.
Dirty, dirty, dirty. I like that every week. All right.
Let's do this.
All right. So first, Frank Mohi, he's in Manila, and he's on the Wolf Warrior. Let's check this out.
Yeah,
okay.
this is pretty nice.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay. He got the nice
our
skyline.
own music.
All right. We're waiting. What's going
beautiful.
on?
It looks beautiful over there.
Oh, okay. He got the 360 joint. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Popping off. Just the scooter in Manila. Thriller.
I like how he just transitioned from the daytime to the nighttime, just like that.
Yeah, so this must be multiple days. And he's on a Wolf Warrior?
Yeah. That's what it says, Wolf Warrior.
Oh, that's
very
cool. Very cool.
Awesome. And
nice edits.
And just to let you all know, if you want to get your video pushed onto our show, it's on it's on whatchamacallit. It's on
Oh yeah.
That's our music.
That's our music.
My bad.
ScootRoute Sunday.
Yeah, so you just go on the Facebook group and you upload a ScootRoute Sunday. And if you don't want to go on Facebook, just go into the Dropbox link we have in our video description, and we'll pop it over there for you too. We'll get it. That's
People
easier for us. Anyway, all right. Next up, Glenn Cabotage, and I think you may have seen this same scooter last week, but we've got he calls it the Let's Ride Dualtron Thunder in the Ecto Bicoque Creek Trail. So check this out.
Okay, just Dualtron. Oh, okay.
It's fast. Well, those dampers are quite important when you're going fast. I mean, those little wheels, they do tend to, move around a lot
he
on
just
some
went over
scooters.
a
So
bridge and he was solid going
yeah,
over. So
I mean, having that is super nice.
I wish someone can build me one.
All right,
that'd be pretty nice. All right,
Glenn,
next.
get over here. Build us one of these.
All right, next one. We got John Richardson. He says Labor Day weekend cruise.
All right.
Okay, we got the lights.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, we got the music. Freestyle for us, Chuck.
Okay, this man has a thing like a superhero on his chest. Green Goblin. He's better than the rest. Huh, that was pretty good.
Hot fire. Yeah,
I
look,
I like it.
He's nice riding. He got the music. He got the FPV.
Those lights are well positioned though. Look at those. Look at his light path.
Yeah,
that's nice. I mean, the Wolf Warrior does a good job, but sometimes one of those lights on the Wolf is. Oh wait, is that a Wolf? That might be the 11X actually. I don't know. We gotta figure out what scooter.
Yeah, we gotta figure out.
All right.
Hey, when you guys send your videos, let us know what scooter it is so we won't butcher it. Or get it wrong.
John, if you're in here, just message us. I'll look for it in the comments.
That's nice though.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
All right. And then let's move on to Mod Saturday. So Saturdays, this is where you can upload your mods. So first one is by Ricky Joves on Facebook, and he says, this is a little quick video. The Mantis is ready for takeoff. He's got these rear lights that are way better for visibility. If you look at those, they're looking.
Oh, okay.
That's gonna shine a little better than the stock.
Yeah, that's you need those on scooters to be seen, and if you can do it yourself and put mods yourself, always do it. It's always a plus to have safety. You can never go wrong with safety additions.
Just ask Rihanna.
Coming up later.
Okay.
All right. Next mod, Josh Street. He upgraded. It's a picture. It's not a video, but it's a picture.
Yeah.
He says upgraded to D&M 150 millimeter shock. Had to custom drill new holes and add spacers on the swing arm to make it fit.
Look how tall that is.
Yeah, look at it. It's robust.
Man, that you can come down some double stairs on that thing.
Yeah, right. Josh, we need to see you on ScootRoute Sunday next, so we can see how it works.
Yeah, show us how that suspension works. Anyway, last but not least, we have your very own Facebook moderator David Vosk with his mod. It's like a mod. Check this out.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey,
I
David.
just got this lift
Hey, David.
the last few days. I've been trying it out. I just want to share with you guys. If you guys need to work on your scooter for like a long period of time, it's absolutely excellent. You put it on. There's attachments if you want to secure it. It's hydraulic. It goes all the way up. I think it's 36 inches, like waist high. If you want to spin it around, it's literally as easy.
David Voss must
wheels.
work on his scooters a lot to have a lift for scooters.
Yeah.
And,
I would put that under my couch and then use it for lifting my feet up.
It goes all the way down in seconds. Extremely convenient on wheels. Like for the value, I feel like it's an
He straight
amazing
sold that from Mini Motors in
device.
New York. No, that's cool.
That's
cool.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's only missing one thing, David. David, you're watching this, and next time you send us a video, put your face in it. That's for me. We want to see that face, David.
Yeah.
I love the video. I love the
All
talking.
right. Awesome. All right. So, and if you want to get involved in Scooter Mod Saturday, it's on the Facebook group, or just send it to us in the Dropbox, or just wherever. All right. Next up, we have a coupon for you, and it's the deal of the week. Okay, deal of the week. So this week, the deal of the week is the Inokim Lite 2 from Fluid Free Rides, and it is actually a Labor Day sale right now. It's $200 off. So it was $1,200. It's now $999, which is the lowest this probably ever will be. So check out, the link is in the video description. It's actually just the standard price. So you don't got to put in a coupon code or anything like that. Although if you click on our link, that will help us out a lot. So please do that if you're going to buy it. And it's just a Labor Day sale. So I think he told me it's going to be like a week or less that the deal will be on there. Also, Julian made this video with the Fluid Free Ride. So check this out. All right, cool. So, all right, so next up is our guest, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about her, and then we're going to go right after the guest. We're going to go into the deep dive about all the navigation apps. So coming up is Meghan Braley, and she is the founder and creator of the newly launched ScootRoute app, a mapping app specifically designed for micromobility travel. As a micromobility veteran of over 10 years, she is here to chat with us about the app, ScootRoute, and all things micromobility. Welcome to the show, Meghan.
Hi, Chuck. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. It's awesome. I remember checking out ScootRoute, and then I was like, hey, we should see if we can get someone on the show, and it's awesome to have you here. Thank you.
Great. Well, thanks for having me.
Awesome. So, first just wanted to get to know who, you're a little bit about your background, how you got into micromobility, why you are, why you made this app, and can you give us a little bit of the backstory about it?
Sure. So I have a Vespa LX50, and so it goes, well, he goes about 30 to 35 miles an hour. And I bought him about 12 years ago or so now at this point. And I live in Boston. I'm sure there's some listeners from Boston. The streets are a nightmare. You're never quite sure where you're going. And my family lives about 10 miles outside the city. So every time I tried to take my Vespa out of the side of the city, it would, Google Maps or Waze would take me on some major highways, that Vespa should be on. Not only is it illegal, but, incredibly dangerous. So I was always trying to figure out the best way to get to my family's house, like outside the city. And so I've thought about ScootRoute since I bought my Vespa. But the market was never there. So over the past couple of years, now that the micromobility market is really booming, it's really the time to kind of launch the app. So that's kind of how it all got started.
Well, so you said he. Does your scooter have a name?
Yes. His name is Sir Scoots a lot. We call him Sir Scoots for short. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
But it's an old name.
Sir Scoots a lot. Awesome. I love it. So you encountered the problem where Google Maps was you were using car mode, I assume, and it was routing you into highways and just busier, faster streets that you didn't want to go on with the Vespa.
Yeah, like I would try Google Maps and say like avoid main roads, or I would try the biking option. But then the biking option would take me off on these crazy kind of off-beaten paths. I knew that I needed something kind of in the middle.
Okay.
So that's what the goal of ScootRoute is to kind of, be in that middle between the bike and the car.
Got it. And so you've got the Vespas, right? Which is definitely smaller than a car, and you need a different route. And then of course we have this, burgeoning personal electric, we can call them electric stand-up or electric kick scooters, right? Yep. That are, you have all the Bird and Lime, but then of course we have this big personal market that's growing and growing as well. So what is your take on the routing needs for just like the different types of devices, I guess?
I mean, it's kind of all the same in terms of you really want to be taking the roads with your max speed, right? So for the e-scooters or the kickstand scooters or whatever you want to call them, 15 to 20 miles an hour, I think is typically the average. Maybe some of them will go a little bit higher than that. Mine's 30 to 35 miles an hour. So really it's how fast can your scooter can go and what are the safest streets for you to be on? Can you bring your scooter, whatever it is, right, in a bike lane? In Boston, I can ride my scooter in a bike lane, but I can't do it on a bike path. E-scooters can be in a bike lane and on a bike path, right? So there's kind of different nuances. And so the whole, the goal of ScootRoute is to be able to say, yep, I'm going to ride in bike lanes. Nope, I can't do a bike path. Whereas when you log in, you should be able to toggle on both and, use the bike lane and the bike path and really customize your route based on what you're riding.
Yeah, I saw that. So when I used the app, there was three kind of icons that kind of set the hill tolerance and the max speed, I guess. Those were the switches that I saw. Which is cool. And then at the bottom it said, bike lane, bike path, I think were the two. Is that right?
That's exactly it.
So depending on what you're riding, you can just toggle that, and then it switches those, I guess, 4 functions or operators or whatever to say, hey, I'm okay going up hills, because I think that the hill thing for I don't know, when I'm thinking about what makes a scooter different than a bike, right, is that actually some scooters, especially the ones with more power, can go up hills pretty well. Whereas bicycles, you definitely want to avoid the steepest hills, I think, unless you want to get a workout.
And honestly, you need to, sometimes there are some hills that are a little tough for my scooter to get up. It's only a 50cc engine. And if it's a fairly steep and long, you really got to kick it into gear. And I'm never quite sure I'm going to make it. So if there's a way that I can avoid those, I do. And those different kind of pre-settings, that's, based off of just default, but you can always change. If you went in, you defaulted to like the one on the left was the e-scooter.
That's right.
It put in your hill tolerance. But then you could manually override those. Like maybe your perfect scoot is a 15 miles an hour and a hill tolerance of 7, and you're okay with some main roads, right? Like, so you can change all of that. It's just that ScootRoute put in those defaults for those first time users.
So how does the speed tolerance work? Does it mean, so if you say 30, does that put you on roads that go up to 30? And if you say 15, it'll only put you on roads up to 15? Or only 50?
It takes it into consideration, right? Because there's going to be some ways that you have to take a road that goes more than 15 miles an hour if you want to get to where you're going, right? So it kind of changes the weight of certain roads in the route. But there are going to be some situations where if you put in 15 miles an hour, you're going to be on a 30 mile an hour road. But it avoids all highways, like no major. You're not going to put in 15 and then get on a 75 mile an hour.
Yeah, no, that's great. So this is the first time I've really seen an in between because we're doing kind of a deep dive into different apps and everything. And for the most part, most e-scooter riders use the bicycle mode. But then of course the time is wildly off. And so, so it'll say 36 minutes to get to your destination and it only takes you 16 typically, right? It's like half the time. And so, and so I think what I really like about ScootRoute is that it's like the first one that I've seen that like really does, that really like is starting to figure out like this kind of intermediate or, this micromobility that's, faster than a bicycle, but less than a car, right? Because there just isn't a lot there that I've seen, which is great. And I've never seen anybody with hill tolerance in an app yet, or at least not one that I've checked out. Maybe it exists, but I think that is a crucial feature, being able to put in that hill tolerance. Like I think it's great that like you've like developed this, like these nuances that are actually really helpful for riders, right? I mean, like it's I think it's great. I think it's great.
Well, thanks. I love hearing that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's innovative in a way that I haven't seen before in other routing apps. And so, that part of it, I'm really like excited about to see how it develops and where it's going to go next and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which is.
Yep. And that's kind of what's exciting about, this initial launch, right? When it comes to product development, you get your minimal viable product out there and then really kind of react to the market. So I love hearing that you like the hill tolerance, because, that was kind of me. Like when I'm scooting, I want to know what the hill tolerance is, but does everybody else, right? So, it's the next couple of releases are really going to be taking into consideration the feedback from all of the users. So I love getting that.
Yeah, I mean, later on, if you want to talk more, maybe in a day or two, whenever, or when I'm back from vacation or something, like I'd love to help, if I can help in any way to like make, because there just is nothing. It's like we're all using bicycle routing, and there are features that you're implementing that are good, useful, that haven't been done before, and I'd love to, anything. I'm sure many of our community members as well would like love to help, because like, it's new and there's not a lot for us. So
well, that would be great. I want to hear the good and the good and the bad.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. So development process and all that kind of stuff, and like how is that going? And I guess what's next for the app?
Yep. So the development process, I mean, I'm a product manager, so by trade, I guess, I've been doing it for the past 20 years. So I can do the requirements. I can do, like, this is exactly how I want it to work. When it comes to the actual development or coding, I for sure needed to outsource that. Otherwise, there would have never been a working app. So I've been working with a development shop here in Boston, who has been really great to work with, and they helped me with my proof of concept, the technical design, everything like that. They've been a true partner, which has been awesome. So they helped me get this MVP launch out. And then kind of going forward, I would love to, as we were talking about, incorporate the user feedback, but then also there are definitely some things that I'd like to do with kind of changing that weighting structure. I don't think that it's like we totally nailed it yet. I would love to incorporate some like crowdsourcing information. If you're, zipping through the streets of San Francisco, I'm sure that there are streets that you take and that you don't. And there's probably a reason why, right? Like, is there a lot of potholes? Is it, there's a bike lane, but it really stinks.
or the road quality might be really poor.
Incorporate that.
Yeah. No, that sounds fantastic. That sounds fantastic. Would somebody be able to say, hey, here's a pothole and like mark it? Is that something you're thinking about?
We've tossed it around. I would love to be able to do it. We're trying to figure out how to do that safely because you don't want to be, touching with your screen, and like we're trying to figure out how to do that, and pinpoint exactly where that pothole might be so that you can put up like a hazard sign, be like, pothole coming up, right? We'd want to know exactly where that pothole.
On my phone, when we were, testing different areas, I always thought it'd be interesting when I'm testing the suspension systems of scooters. There's an app that I have for measuring earthquakes, and so I would use that I don't know what it uses, accelerometer or something, and it just kind of gives you this Richter scale. But I was thinking if there was an app that incorporated some of that accelerometer data to know how flat or bumpy maybe a road is. Because that's what I noticed also is like some of the routes that I was going on when testing these different apps were really good. Other routes were like really horrible. And I don't think anybody is getting accelerometer data to know, hey, this road is like going to give you a brain massage, or hey, this road is beautiful and it's just lovely to go on. So
yeah,
that'd be interesting. Anyway, I could talk about this all day, but we do have to. Yeah, no, this is great. So you said the next thing is really just kind of figuring out like what will be kind of like the next updates based upon user feedback and things like that.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of going to be 2.0. So when we're, we've been live for about a month now, maybe 5 weeks or so. We've gotten some great feedback. There's a feedback loop within the app. So our users have been engaged, which is great because we do want to hear, what's working, what's not working. So we're going to do some like kind of minor tweaks and stuff in between, and then we'll do another kind of feature release probably, in the winter or whenever we can, get the next release up and running.
Awesome, man. So it's only been a month that this has been out.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Huh. For some reason, I thought it's been out. I mean, the interface is smooth. It's not choppy. I haven't had any issues on that. So, I mean, whatever you're doing, the developers seem like they're doing a good job.
Our UX team worked really hard on it.
Awesome. Great. Thank you, Megan, so much for coming on the show. I got one question just came in. Someone is saying, we should incorporate fall detection when using the app so then the user can mark whether it was a pothole or road condition or user error. Oh, okay. So if someone is marking it, they could mark user error versus a road condition issue or pothole. And with fall detection, I guess it could be fall detection, or your phone could also drop out of your pocket. But either way, you could say, hey, this was an accident.
I love that idea. We have the fall detection on the roadmap. I mean, that's down the road.
On the roadmap, as in the app roadmap.
I love that. Yeah. I love that idea of being able to kind of tag it on like what was the cause for the fall. So I'll definitely add some details.
Cool.
To my requirements.
That's awesome. Awesome. Cool. Well, we're out of time, but Megan, thank you so much for being with us today and taking time out of your week. And I know all of our viewers appreciate it. And we have links to the app, in there. So, thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks, Chuck.
All right. Good night, Megan.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was awesome. We've reached out to many people, and it's really, I love it when, when developers, I mean, she's the CEO and founder of this company and she was, it's nice. It's just nice to have people come on and talk about, what ideas they have and like hearing some of your guys' ideas is pretty cool as well. Sorry, I just saw a couple more questions come in, but, oh well, we'll have her on back again if that if you guys want, we'll try to get her back. Okay, so next up is the app deep dive, which I'm gonna pop these on the screen myself as well, so that I can see what you guys are seeing. So we have this broken down. So these are going to be the best apps for electric scooters. It's going to be routing, but also we're going to do a little bit of tracking, right? And so really there's not a ton out there really that are geared for scooters. We did some polls on Facebook to get like what are all of your favorite apps, and we're really covering like basically the top ones right now. But the thing is, there's just not a lot of them out there. So first off is the routing apps. Okay, so right now we have 3 different routing apps. We have ScootRoute, Google Maps, and City Mapper. And so I'm going to go into all of those in just a second. But what was common to all of these that I found? So I did tests, right, using these different apps around the area. And so, I found different things. So first of all, except for ScootRoute, you got to go into the bike mode. So for Google Maps and for City Mapper, great apps, but you do need to go into the bicycle mode. All 3 of them have really good user experience, and they all, except for ScootRoute, they all had wildly overestimated time. So, maybe it's because I was on a faster scooter, whatever, but, the times were about half. I got to the destination about half the time that Google Maps said that I was going to get there on a bicycle. So if you're on a slower scooter though, you probably, it's going to be a little bit longer. I was actually doing this test on the Apollo Pro 60 volt. And I don't ride slow. We have some actual videos, coming up as well. So first of all, so ScootRoute. So for ScootRoute, this is the route that it gave me from home, and I tested all of this to Bushrod Recreation Center, which is where I just happen to play pickleball at some days. So interface is really good. I love, as we were talking about, this is the most innovative product and the one that's most geared for this micromobility, something that's like faster than a bicycle, but not quite at the car level yet. And so top speed tolerance is great, but also hill tolerance is the one that I'm most excited about. I mean, I'm excited about both of those things. They have easy switches for the e-scooter and it looked like a 50cc moped and like I think it was 100 or 150cc moped, and so you can toggle that and then it'll kind of mess with your settings so that it will try to route you on the best route. What I noticed when I went on there, it actually took me on the route that I go on when I'm trying to go really fast. I wasn't really able to get it to go like in bike lanes. I was tweaking the bike settings a bunch of times. I couldn't really, it always kind of gave me the same route. So I will take that route if I'm okay going with cars, but it did send me on a route that was not bike lane. It didn't have a bike lane in it. And I couldn't, I don't know, maybe I need to work more at it. However, my way back from Bushrod when I'm not using the maps, this is kind of the way that I go, but it's not, I'm going a little bit fast on that route. So, for faster scooters, that's what I'm saying. For larger scooters, it's probably really good, but this has only been out a month as what she said. This is like the MVP and it's already routing pretty well. And moreover, it's the ideas behind it that I really like. So actually, when version 2 comes out, I'm going to test it again because I think this actually has the most promise out of any of the apps that we're going to talk about. Okay, next up, Google Maps. So for Google Maps, right, you do need to use the bicycle mode. This is a screenshot from my phone. I know it looks like it's on an iPhone and I have an Android, so it might like confuse me when you look at it. But the estimated time was 30. Well, it says 30 here. I think it was 31. Just, depends, whatever. You got to use bicycle mode. It does have turn by turn with audio, which is pretty awesome. And I noticed that the routes, favored better terrain rather than the shortest. So, I don't know what they're using, but I noticed that it definitely is a different route than City Mapper, which we have coming up. Also, as you can see in that image there, you do have 3 different routes, but there's no real, there's no reason. They're not giving you a reason to choose those routes. And that also differs from City Mapper, which we have coming up. So Google Maps, it did a great job. The routes are really good. We can talk a little bit more about like what actual routes it took me on when we compare all 3. Also, like I said, 31 minutes, but the actual time, 15 minutes and 22 seconds. All right, next up, we've got City Mapper. Now, City Mapper, if you look at the image there, you've got 3 different options. And again, you do need to go into the bicycle. You need to click on the bicycle icon within City Mapper. There's really not a lot else. City Mapper, I do want to say that City Mapper has a ton more functionality than what we're talking about. City Mapper is maybe the best app right now for when you're trying to go from, your home to like, I don't know, somewhere deep into another city. It'll say, hey, walk to the subway station, then take a subway here. Then, hey, guess what? There's a scooter that you can rent that's 1 block away. Take that and go to the next. It'll actually map out the whole thing for you, and it uses like, it's super good. And they only have it for a limited number of cities right now, except that even though it's for San Francisco, it did work in terms of the bike routing for Berkeley. Actually, I went from Albany through Berkeley and then into Oakland. So this trip actually encompassed 3 different cities. It's a 4.6 miles, something like that each way. So you don't get turn-by-turn audio until you pay $3.99 a month. And on scooters, I think that's kind of a good feature. Like I don't really like having my phone on my handlebars and looking up and down all the time. I actually want to hear audio cues. That's preferable so that I can keep my eyes on the road. Because with scooters, you got to keep your eyes on the road, and so you got to pay $3.99 for that. So I don't love that. But what I do like about it is it has 3 routing options. It's got that quiet, the regular, and the fast. And I put the times up there at the top. So even though it estimated 36 and 35 minutes, it must think that bicycle riders are even slower than Google Maps thinks bicycle riders are. But my actual times were, the first one, the regular was 15:24, which if you look back one slide, you'll notice that 22 was the other one. I actually mapped both of these on my timeline in a video editing program, and then literally I swatched between different GoPro iterations, and I'm literally like, it's a different route. The first part's the same, but then the whole middle is different. I literally get to my destination within like a second, 2 seconds of the other one for the regular mode, even though it's a totally different route, which is interesting. What I noticed is that both the regular and the quiet mode favored more residential bike boulevard type places versus the bike boulevard that were more like industrial or commercial. And so there's upsides and downsides to that, right? If you're going more residential, you're going to have more blind corners, I think, than if you're in a more commercial zone. And whereas, maybe there's less cars in the residential, right? But you do gonna have to cover your brakes if you're cruising fast, which, I do ride a bit fast through an intersection. Even if you don't have a stop sign, right? You got to be super careful because, cars don't see you coming. So there's pros and cons to that, right? It's less cars, but you can't see the cars as well. And now I don't think this is a City Mapper thing versus a Google Maps thing, but I just noticed that, and maybe it's just in these areas, the residential areas did have some pretty poor roads. I don't think this is due to City Mapper. I don't think that they even have a function for knowing road conditions or Google Maps. I don't think they have like accelerometer type stuff like we talked about before, but I did notice that the roads were just the terrain was kind of poor in certain areas that it took me on. So, okay. City Mapper also has the City Mapper Mobility Index. So if you, so the mobility index, you can actually see the percentage of your city that's moving, like week by week, even, I believe. They give you these stats, which is kind of awesome. So like, you know, it thinks I'm riding a bicycle, but you know, electric scooter is so much less than a car. But compared to a car, my like 2 or 3 rides that I did with City Mapper, I saved 0.2 trees, you guys. This is kind of awesome. And I saved $34 worth of whatever gas and maintenance apparently on my car. And then finally, as I was mentioning before, I have the app set for San Francisco. And if you look, you got all these, you got light rail, ferry, the scooter sharing, the BART, right? What is that? Cable or something? Cabs. I mean, it'll take you so many different places. So City Mapper, I think is just a great app to have no matter what. And then let's compare all of them in the next slide here. So here's what I got. So you got Google Maps in the first column, City Mapper Regular, and then City Mapper Quiet in the last one. And what I did is I counted, not only did I get the time, right, but I also counted how many stoplights. And if you notice, the amount of stoplights that I had, that these aren't the ones that I necessarily stopped at. These are just the ones that were in the route that it routed me through. So the City Mapper Quiet actually had the least amount of stoplights, which maybe contributed to, you know, that extra 15 seconds or so that it saved me, which is, you know, it's not a lot of time, but, you know, it is faster. And then for road conditions, again, I don't put this on the app because I don't think any of these apps know road conditions. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. But Google Maps took me on just the best roads. Now, one of those roads was bad before, like a few months ago, but Berkeley and Oakland been doing an okay job fixing their streets up. So, you know, now that's a beautiful road. And then for voice prompts, as mentioned before, Google Maps has that. That's important to me. I turn my phone up like all the way so that I can hear the direction, my next direction. Whereas City Mapper, you do need to pay that. Okay, and then for tracking. So for tracking, there's really just one app that I want to share. I know there's others, and please post them in the comments so we can all learn from each other. But the one that I checked out was Relive. And so for Relive, let's see here. Actually, I have all these notes on my page, but I was just straight up doing it this way. So for Relive, you've got, that is really a super popular app. Now it's easy to use, right? It creates that log, you know, it just, you know, you hit record and it creates like a log of where you went. And so like, okay, well, a lot of things do that, but I think what makes Relive a little bit different is actually the replays. And so I want to show you a couple videos that I took of my run. So the first one is actually when I took the City Mapper Quiet, as you can see here. It's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's pretty neat. We got music to play too. So you can see that's the route that it took me on, and it does a pretty nice job. And actually, this is all with the free version. I didn't pay for this. So it tells you your route. It tells you, you know, how many miles you went and all this kind of good stuff. And that's, again, all with the free version. Now, as I mentioned before, the ScootRoute kind of way, I actually, this is the next video I'm going to show is when I went back home from Bushrod, and I took the route that I take when I just want to blast as fast as I can. And so we can play that. I don't think this one has audio. But basically this is going home from Bushrod pickleball / tennis courts. And I don't think I was going 42. I do think Relive maybe overestimates your speed a little bit, because I know it always says I'm going like 40. I don't think I'm going 40. I think I'm going like low 30s at my max. Anyway, so that is just fun. It's fun because you can share it. You can, like, you know, piece it together, save videos. You can just like right click on the thing and you can save the video real easy. And then actually on the screen, what you can do is you can click this thing. And if you want to kind of like redo your route, but you want to mouse around on it, check this out. This is actually I just recorded this off my screen at home earlier today, but I was just kind of mousing around, and you can actually kind of like view your route. You can see there at the bottom you actually can see your speed, and actually on the right side there, you probably can't, maybe you can't see it, but there's layers. So you can switch between the steepness and the speed. And so you just kind of mouse around and you can kind of like follow your route. You can see how fast you're going, what the incline was. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's pretty cool. I like it. All right. Oh yeah. So, Yaniv is saying, have you seen the jetpack option for City Mapper? So actually, Yaniv, for me, maybe I can pull it up, but I actually got a hoverboard option like Marty McFly and, you know, in Back to the Future Part 2 style. Let me see if I can pull it up. But I was going through the app and I actually saw maybe everybody gets something different. But yeah, there was I forget where you find it. It's like this secret. It's not secret, but I don't remember where anyway. Yeah. You can play this like game where you just turn your phone and it'll find your route and you just like go on, like, I don't know, they give you different fun vehicles. It's like a little Easter egg thing in there. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, check those out. You know, that is your deep dive for today. I hope you guys liked it. If you have ideas for other deep dives in the future, you know, shoot them over. And you know, we'll get to them. All right. Just so you know, this episode of ESG Live is brought to you by Voro Motors.
All right, people, I'm going to give it to you straight. Single is better. Going single helps keep costs down, and you can spend that money on something else, like pizza. Sometimes pairs can get overwhelming. There's just too much drama, and you might run into power issues. And what if it just goes too fast, and you're not ready for it? Well, when you go single, you don't have to worry about any of that. What? You thought I was talking about dating? Nah. Voro Motors. Single motor scooters without the drama.
And I'm back.
He's back.
He's back. Look who's back.
All right.
Back again. Raymer's back.
How's that go? Tell your friends.
But guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Eminem.
Brings me back to my childhood.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
All right.
Burning a lot of CDs back in those days.
Napster guy over here.
First business.
Uh-oh.
Anyway.
Me too.
Really?
When I was in 9th grade, I made the most money I did one year. Well, not the most money, but I made a lot of money selling one CD.
Yeah. Dude, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Secret entrepreneurs all the time. I mean, I guess statutes of limitations is over. I mean, I think they can only get you for, 7 years or something, right?
I'm an old man now. I'm probably like 14.
Yeah.
My CD.
That first Eminem album, though, it made a lot of money.
Yeah, for me, it was Eminem and 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Nice.
That one was a high seller. But anyway.
Nice. That's awesome.
On to the news.
All right. On to the news.
Okay. All right, first story.
Yep.
New micromobility concept vehicle, the bike-car hybrid. The concept vehicle attempts to build on more traditional e-bikes by solving problems that cyclists continue to have with biking around cities. I think we have some pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks pretty.
This is what I think. I think that I'm modal agnostic when it comes to like, hey, there's different uses for different things, right? When you want to go skiing, you're not going to take a scooter with your skis all the way 3 hours to the mountains. You're just not going to do it, right?
Yeah.
And so I was talking to Vienna when we're on our way, we're driving around to Oakland or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, she didn't want to ride the scooter because it's 4 miles and you kind of do have to ride in your car sometimes. Uh-huh. And we were talking, I'm like, what if we had a little mini bike car thing where it's enclosed? And for her, that was the big thing. It needed to be enclosed.
And then, it's cool. It's more free. You just sit in there. And it goes.
I mean, those bikes where you sit back in them, which you can kind of see there in the picture, I mean, you can get some power and they're real aerodynamic. You can get going quick and you don't need to go that quick. You can go like 30. And hey, if you can get 2 people in there and get double the power for basically the same weight. I mean, I guess it's a little more weight, but it's just another human, but you don't add to the weight of your vehicle. So man, if you could go even 25 or 30, I I see a future where there are those, and
it
I
costs
would love
about $5,900.
Yeah, that's too much.
$9,000.
I'll make that for $39.95.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe like 1,000, maybe 500. They can get it to. I mean, what is it? It's a little shell for a bike. It shouldn't be $6,000. No,
Yeah,
I mean, who made this? BMW.
Who
made this? It's a concept, but for real.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, we got Boris Johnson, who's the UK Prime Minister. He visited Lime Scooters in Milton Keyes. You know, the UK is doing all their scooter trials. So hey, here's old Boris Johnson on some scooters with a
helmet.
Yeah, with a helmet. Yeah. Good job, Boris. Way to wear your helmet, and I think it's a foldable one, right? And that's what someone said. It's in my notes here somewhere. Yeah. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Anyway, it looks like they're having a jolly good time.
Yeah,
which is pretty sweet. I like it.
Riding with their little crew on the scooter.
Yes.
Prime Minister. Look at him. All right. Last but not least story out of TMZ now. Superstar Rihanna. They said she had an accident on an electric scooter.
Yeah.
She fell and hurt her forehead and her face.
Yeah, but we're trying to figure out, you know, because this happened to what's his name? The
Simon
American,
Cowell.
Yeah, Simon Cowell.
Yeah, they said it was a scooter.
They said it was an e-bike, but it was actually like these super fast electric motorbike crossover type things where you know, and it was his own, and like anyway. So we don't know if this is on a moped type scooter or a shared scooter. I kind of don't think it's a personal scooter, because here's the deal. I think she was in Santa Monica when it happened, and Santa Monica is kind of home to the shared scooters.
Yep.
However, that doesn't mean she doesn't ride around on her own like Vespa style scooter. So we don't know what kind it is. So we're trying to bring, a little bit of like clarity, because there's only one line from her representative that says Rihanna is completely fine now, but flipped over on an electric scooter last week and bruised her forehead and face. Flipped over. Luckily, there were no major injuries, and she's healing quickly.
Did she have on a helmet? Did she? Come on, release that. Did she have a helmet on? Like we always say, all these accidents.
We want to know. We want to know.
With celebrities, nobody have on a helmet.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Yeah. No. All right. Industry news. So from Urban Machina, they've got the Evolve Tour 2.0 and XL Plus scooters now ready for pre-order with delivery in early October. So check those out. Pre-order. The Evolve Pro R, which is their new one, is expected arrival by the end of the month, and you can get $100 off that with the code EvolveCombo100. The Evolve Pro R, remember, we haven't reviewed it yet, but it's a step up from the Evolve Pro. It includes the fully hydraulic brakes, improved handlebar grips. It's got the Samsung battery, 21 amp hour, 60 volt, off-road tires. That's cool. And then, of course, their Inokim OXO is going to be restocked within a week. Definitely check out our promo codes for that over there. Finally, from Voro Motors, they got a bit of experimental style news here. Basically, what's going on is they've got a new stem that is like, they're trying out a plug-and-play stem unit.
So you can just put it in
So instead of, I guess, taking off different pieces and parts, you could actually just like take off the whole stem. I mean, I know Voro's in the live chat right now, so I don't 100% understand what all of this is talking about, but I think it basically it's like a plug and play stem. So if the thing is, the stem is the thing that like on the touring, right, after a while some of those buttons on the older one can kind of get whatever. So if you can just replace your whole stem and have everything kind of boom on there, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
That's pretty cool.
All right,
that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the end of the show. You guys, thank you so much for watching. We got our we love our Facebook community, and so now it's time for the Facebook giveaway. Okay, Facebook giveaway. So Voro Motors is generously giving away scooter grips a cable lock and handlebar extender. A pretty nice package. They, Voro Motors, again, we appreciate them because they're always sponsoring the shows and basically just giving things away to you guys. So it's awesome. And, like for sure, it's pretty cool that they are also doing worldwide shipping.
Worldwide.
That was pretty well timed.
Prestige. Worldwide.
That was pretty cool. I want to do that again. They're gonna do worldwide shipping.
You can get this. Win this right here.
Okay.
Worldwide.
All right. So, thank you very much to Melvin for your assistance and generosity with this giveaway. So I'm gonna roll the dice here. Let's do it. We got a 4.
All right, 4. So you know how it is. We bring it over to the website. We randomize 4 times, and the person on the 4th, who's at the top of the spot on the 4th draw, wins. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Number 1. Okay. Number 2. Number 3. Okay. Last click. Here we go. Number 4.
Who's that winner?
Ted NG.
Ted NG?
Yeah.
Ted, you did it.
Ted, congratulations. You're the winner. David Voss will be in touch with you. Thank you, David Voss, for setting all this up, managing it, all that stuff. Again, big thank you to Voro Motors for making this happen. Guys, so I'm going to be out next week. So, just so you know, there's going to be no live show next week. However, we may have some videos popping out. You just never know. So make sure you hit that bell button so you can get,
notified,
notified and everything else. But, and Ramir will be on Facebook Live tomorrow at 5 o'clock with David Voss.
Yeah, David Voss. David Voss is going to be on there. Live tomorrow.
Let's see if we can get him sitting on his thing and he can go up and down on there. Anyway, guys, anything else?
Nah, man. Thanks for watching. We love you guys and gals out there. Every week it's a joy. It's a community. Get to sit here and be with my scooter family.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I didn't give any shout outs today, but you guys know who you are. You guys are always here for us. Anyway, until next time, ride safe. Don't forget to wear your helmet. Good night, everybody.
Whoop.